Oh, why wouldn't I be fine? I'm completely alone, and the one person I thought would understand is having the time of his life.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the biggest questions we really want to see answered before Young Sheldon goes off the air in May 2024. Some big plot points for both the original and prequel series will be discussed, so brace for spoilers.
What is going on with you two?
What's going on with you two?
Number 10. What happened to Pastor Rob? Diving into the world of Sheldon Cooper's youth gave us the opportunity to meet ancillary characters not introduced in the parent series.
If Judas hadn't betrayed him, mankind wouldn't have been saved. Pretty cool.
I never thought about it like that.
Well, when you come at things from unexpected angles, people pay attention more.
During Mary's time working at the church, we met Pastor Rob, a new youth pastor whom Mary develops a friendship with. The show has hinted at an attraction between Rob and Mary, in a similar, albeit less obvious fashion to that of George and Brenda.
What's going on here?
Praying. We're praying.
Just praying.
The Mary we know from The Big Bang Theory never mentions Rob, so it begs the question if her fascination with him ever went anywhere after George's untimely fate.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I had a weird dream.
Number 9. What's next for Meemaw? The introduction of Sheldon's grandmother in The Big Bang Theory was long awaited, but came with very little in the way of details about her life.
Oh, this is so nice. He's so excited to have you here.
Okay, now let you and me get something straight. He may think that I came to bake him cookies, but the real reason is to size you up.
In Young Sheldon, we see an active woman who owns her business and has a thriving relationship with Dale.
How we doing?
There's a problem with the cash box.
Oh, what's that?
Can't get it to close.
That is my kind of problem.
However, with her home having been destroyed at the end of the season 6 finale, much of her money has now been lost to the storm. We know she lives on to clash with Amy, but we really want to know how things unfold for her after this tragic set of events.
And Connie, obviously, you're welcome too.
Obviously. But I'm sure that Dale was about to offer.
I'm just taking a break.
Number 8. What's next for Missy? When we last saw Missy, she was sitting in a ditch with her dad after a tornado had taken the truck for a spin. She'd been going through a bit of a rebellious phase and had become somewhat hostile towards her family.
Cut the drama.
One time? You've been forgetting me my entire life. Everything is Sheldon, and now Georgie has a baby, and you two are fighting. Might as well be invisible.
However, the threat of losing one's life can often cause a person to rethink their decisions. Will we see a transformed Missy in season 7? Or will this push her malignant attitude even further?
I would never be able to forgive myself if anything bad happened to you.
I hate you.
We know she eventually gets married, separated, and even becomes a mom, but we still want to know how she got there.
Her husband would be here, but he stayed home to watch their older son, so everything's fine.
Stop it. We're separated.
Number 7. How Mary fixes her relationship with the church. During the entire runtime of the parent series, as well as the bulk of the prequel, Mary's work life was consumed by the local church.
Just focused on work and the church.
And what do you do?
I work at the church.
Well, they're lucky to have you.
Well, thank you.
Yet when Georgie gets Mandy pregnant out of wedlock, Pastor Jeff relieves Mary of her church duties to save face with the congregation.
Are you firing her?
No, just a little leave of absence till things settle down.
Is that really necessary?
I believe it is.
The blowback goes even further when she can't even attend Sunday service without feeling the judgment of everyone there. With such disdain on both sides, we really want to know how she managed to return to the chapel's good graces. Did the tornado affect more than just Meemaw? Did Mary move and start fresh somewhere else? We really would like to know how she found her way back.
I just hate to see you walk away from the Lord.
Feels like he's walking away from me.
Number 6. When will Georgie and Mandy get married? Georgie's journey in Young Sheldon has been perhaps one of the most interesting to watch. We've seen him evolve from a hormone-infused teenager to a father and husband-to-be.
There's something else you could do for my birthday.
I had a baby 2 weeks ago. No.
Not that.
Then what?
Marry me.
Although we'd love to know when his affinity for tires kicks back into gear, the bigger question that hangs in the air is when he's going to tie the knot with Mandy.
All right, let's get married.
What?
You think I'm not all in, but I am.
Okay. Well, I am too.
Having proposed to her in season 6, we know it's on the radar, but could we see those nuptials before the show signs off? With a George and Mandy spin-off series having been announced, we might find ourselves waiting even longer to get this answer.
What are you doing?
I ain't waiting to get home to kiss you.
Number 5. Will there be more The Big Bang Theory cameos? Young Sheldon often features narration from the Sheldon Cooper we all knew on The Big Bang Theory.
From the wheel to the International Space Station, which I went to.
Honestly, this again? Like, we don't hear about your Nobel Prize all the time.
And given the voice appearances of Amy and Howard and Sheldon's discussion of things we never saw on the original show, we can assume that aspect of the story is occurring sometime in the future.
It says the woman who took away my comic book allowance.
To start a college fund for our children.
Comic books are an investment.
There are better places to invest our money than that weird Wolfman you like.
His name is Wolverine, and you know it.
So, we wonder if perhaps we might be treated to additional voice cameos from the original cast before the series ends. For all we know, the series finale could show why older Sheldon is telling the story with a peek at where he ended up and what his children look like today.
I wanted his name to be Leonard Nimoy Cooper, but Amy wouldn't let me.
Be happy I let you name him Leonard.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too.
Number 4. Georgie and Sheldon's rocky relationship. At the end of season 11 of The Big Bang Theory, fans finally got to meet Sheldon's older brother Georgie, whom he'd mentioned multiple times.
What do you want, Sheldon?
Why aren't you returning my phone calls?
You're supposed to be the smart one. You figure it out.
He's not that kind of smart. You might want to give him a hint.
It was here we learned the two had drifted apart after Sheldon moved to California to attend Caltech. In young Sheldon, the two have a vastly different relationship, which makes us wonder how events unfolded to push these two brothers so far apart.
Remember when I used to sit on your head when you'd watch Star Trek?
I do.
Guess what I did when they'd fire their phasers?
You don't need to say it.
Older Georgie gives a pretty good rundown of what happened, so we're left wondering if we'll see the genesis of this in young Sheldon, or the new spin-off.
Who do you think took care of everything?
Mom did. Mom always took care of everything.
Mom was a mess. Missy was a dumb teenager. I had to look after both of them.
Number 3. What happened to Paige? One of the more surprising things to come out of young Sheldon was to see him develop a friendship with an early nemesis of his.
I really did just need to get to know her better.
Checkmate. You lose.
Red alert. Phasers stand by to fire on my order.
Guess that makes me the smartest.
Paige Swanson showed up during season 2 and has been popping in and out of Sheldon's life ever since. Perhaps his most notable rival of the time, Paige in some ways has been the antithesis of Sheldon.
I actually just sit in my dorm room and study because I have no friends.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go. Bye.
Whereas he has thrived as a young genius, she has experienced great difficulty across her life spectrum. With no mention of her in the original series, we're left to wonder if her story has a happy ending or if she's doomed to tragedy much like Sheldon's father.
You're smarter than Sheldon. Why don't you act like it? I am.
If that was true, then how come my pizza's still in my stomach and yours is in the fountain?
Just what good is being smart if you're all alone?
Number 2. Follow or abandon the original canon. One of the biggest challenges with prequel stories is how to handle the already established canon from the originals. The Big Bang Theory had 12 seasons of material that provided plenty of details about Sheldon's younger life.
You try one time and tell me who I should be sleeping with, and you and I are gonna go round and round the way we did when we were little. Remember?
Young Sheldon has both followed and countered its predecessor. Given the intensity of some of what older Sheldon discussed, it does make us wonder how much the final season will truly line up with what we've already learned. From Missy and Sheldon's relationship to George's fate, they all have precedent in the original series.
So, does your dad still live in Texas?
No, he died when I was 14.
I'm sorry to hear that.
The prequel's writing and performances have proven that it stands on its own. So ultimately, whether it strays from the existing canon or trailblazes into something completely new, we'll be waiting with bated breath. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The 3 Knocks origin. It only took 10 seasons before fans learned why Sheldon always knocks 3 times.
When I opened the door, I saw my father having relations with another woman.
That's awful.
I know. It's also why I never open a door without knocking 3 times.
We'd heard about his father's infidelity and death several times before. But when he tells Penny about catching his dad in a compromising situation at home, we finally understood why he's always been so cautious.
Well, what happened with your dad?
We locked eyes, I ran to my room, and we never ever spoke of it.
We've seen some of Sheldon's original eccentricities in the prequel series, but the 3 Knocks scene has yet to surface. The last few seasons have hinted at George and Mary's marital problems and teased a possible affair with Brenda. But only season 7 can tell us whether or not we'll see Sheldon's world changed forever.
Herschel does have the kids. Okay, I'm sorry. that was over the line.
What's the one question you need answered more than any from young Sheldon's last season? Let us know down in the comments.
Well, when you tried to watch the tape, I ended up watching the first 12 seconds of it, and the completist in me had to finish it.
That's so dumb. I love it. Tell me everything.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.